I'm here to describe how to replant iris after digging them up since they've grown too thick. There's this pile, which shows that there's a lot of stuff that's built on top of other. And the other ones are starting to get old and rotten, and so they need to be brought up. And then obviously the weed needs to be taken out. So we're going to just dig this clump up, and then we're going to show you how you separate it and prepare it for replanting. You have to go down really too deeply to be able to get it dug out. So for example, these roots are mostly things that go along superficially. Now, part of the superficialness is because this ground has a lot of mulch in it, and these roots will go very superficially along that. They really need to have some good dirt to be able to get them down and rooted downwards. But if we look at this bunch and pull it apart, brute force, see, this one doesn't have many roots growing there. There's a little more on this side, but this essentially is kind of dead now. It has grown upon itself, but essentially isn't really going to grow anymore. It isn't going to do much. Similar to this, it's kind of not, there is one little piece there that could grow into another thing, but there are going to be more beneficial ones, such as this one, which has got some nice good roots along it. We do take off the old dead pieces because those really aren't going to be growing anymore, but you can see there's a little bit of growth there and growth there. And before we replant that, we cut that off because that just would take the strength of the plant to keep those leaves going, whereas now the strength can go into regrowing more roots to be able to put this in. So that one's ready for us to replant. Similar to this, see, it was growing on top of that one, but it's got some nice beautiful roots there. We also can shave the roots a little, because these roots now are going to be used just to anchor the rhizome when we put it back in the ground, and there will be new roots being generated. So that'll be another great plant. And see, this is just best maybe to wait until fall, when the winter rains are going to be there to help. Okay, you can see that one's built up on one down here, one beside it. This one's struggling to do something in there. So it was obvious these needed to be taken out. And then you take the old piece off. See that there are not as many roots on that old part. So we preserve the good. I do use the trowel to put them back in. Okay. They like the sun, definitely. They like to be in a sunny spot. I don't think that there are many plants that it would have trouble being near, but what you do want to avoid is a lot of bark dust or things like that, because stuff on the surface of the ground will encourage them to grow very superficially and they won't really get deep rooted. So they'd like to be in good soil. So this is going to be okay. Now there's a trick to planting. You take the rhizome, which you're going to want to keep that portion above the soil, and you're going to take the roots and kind of separate them, and you want kind of almost like a little hillock thing to put it on. And then I take the soil, lift it up and put it on the roots. And those roots again now are just going to be holding that rhizome in place. So it just sits there right on top, and the roots keep it stable. Yeah. And it'll take a few years now for them to start growing to where they start putting in, having it full up again.